Let's bring in my good pal, Cullen Roche. He is the founder and chief investment officer at Discipline Funds, also author of the new book, Your Perfect Portfolio, which we'll get to in just a bit. Thanks for being here.
Yeah. Dude, I can't believe all these people showed up for me.
They all came for you. They all came for your book as well. I mean, let's take a look up here at the big board. A bit of a selling here into the close. We're finishing right at session lows, but right off the backdrop of all-time highs. What are you seeing for price action to kick off the year?
I mean, not really that surprising. We've got super high valuations, especially in the United States. The CAPE ratios at near all-time highs, and so I think this is something that investors might need to get used to. A little more volatility. Expectations are so high that it takes a lot to maintain the sort of momentum that we've had in the last couple of years.
Talk to me a bit more. What key components of the valuation conversation are you looking for retail investors who want to know, hey, I might want to get in to some of these high value names. Maybe they're just a little richer than they should be.
Yeah, it's tough. You know, what I try to communicate to people is that high valuations are high expectations. That means that the time horizons over which we expect future returns to transpire might take a lot more patience than we're normally used to. So looking at things like international value stocks, things like that maybe have a little less volatility expectations in the future compared to things like technology, growth, and AI. I think, if you're impatient, the AI stuff, the tech stuff is going to be tough to hang on to.
Yeah, I mean, last year in 2025, a lot of outperformance, no big surprise from technology, from discretionary as well. In the lens of rotation on a day like today that's risk off, we see healthcare outperforming. What sectors do you like for 2026, and are there any you're a bit more bearish on, Cullen?
Yeah, well, I think, again, going back to kind of the time horizon perspective, things like tech growth, compared to things like consumer staples, consumer discretionary, utilities, those are things that are going to be a lot more stable in all likelihood in the years ahead compared to the growthy sort of sexy stuff that we've all seen the high returns from.
I want to ask you about new ETFs that you and the team at Discipline Funds are involved with. What's at the top of your radar you think our viewers might want to learn a little bit more about, Cullen?
Yeah, they're time weighted, so they're really unusual in the sense that they rebalance back to specific time targets, so 5, 10, and 20 years. Our 20-year fund is really fascinating because when I built it to be really aggressive. And then when I actually run the algorithm on it, it turns out that to get to 20-year target, because everything else in the tech and growth space is so long duration right now that actually you end up having to rebalance to, it basically came out to like a value domestic fund and an international value fund. So even though it's an aggressive fund, it's all equities, it's still from an equity specific component, it's very safe looking relative to things like AI and growth and all the sort of high flying stuff that we've seen in the last few years.
Yeah, time weighted, not market cap weighted,
Yep.
not price weighted like the Dow. That's an interesting point of comparison there. Before we let you go, the new book is called Your Perfect Portfolio, just came out yesterday?
Yesterday.
What's it all about?
It's about finding the right portfolio for you. So I didn't name the book The Perfect Portfolio specifically because the main message of the book is that there is no perfect portfolio, and you have to find a portfolio that you're comfortable with, that you understand, that you can stick with, and that's going to be your perfect portfolio. And so we do it's a huge case study of like 20 famous different strategies. I try to rip them apart and sort of independently and objectively analyze them all and give you the pros and the cons. And the best part is I tell people exactly how to implement every single one.
The new book is called Your Perfect Portfolio. Get it wherever you buy your books. The author, Cullen Roche, founder, chief investment officer at Discipline Funds. Thanks a lot for being here. Great to have you to kick off the broadcast, my man.
Great seeing you, JD.
What a pleasure.